Hi there. Welcome to Aaron's Wine Talk. This is wine number 18. And as I promised before, we were doing the wines of the Loire Valley. We did the Muscadet from the Loire, from the subregion of Nantes by the Atlantic Ocean. We then did a fantastic Vouvray made with Chenin Blanc grapes in the subregion of the Touraine. And now we have another wine from the Loire Valley, which is a wine called Chinon, as you can see here on the label. Chinon is a village on the southwest part of Vouvray, very close to Vouvray, and this area, however, is now for red wine production. And here we have a climate which is quite very cold. A cold continental climate. It is where the west, east meets the east, we said. The east of the continental and the west of the maritime climate from the Atlantic Ocean, and that gives the coolness, the acidity in the wine that this wine deserves. A very high acidic red wine, but made with a cold climate grape variety, let's say a warm climate grape variety, and that is called Cabernet Franc. I love Cabernet Franc. It's very aromatic as a red grape and gives that typical aroma. When you sharpen a pencil, you're gonna have what we call pencil shavings. Yes, pencil shavings, graffiti, sharpening a pencil, that is Cabernet Franc at its best. This is 100% Cabernet Franc. They normally blend grape varieties with Gamay, the grape variety of Beaujolais as well. Some other grapes as well are involved, but definitely Cabernet Franc is the grape used for this winery. The winery is by Earl Brocourt. Earl Brocourt, he makes these wines, which I'm saying this is one, I think, of my best Chinons I've ever tasted. Not easy to find a very good Chinon. And this is from a single vineyard area from Clos de la Hegronniere. Clos de la Hegronniere. I will write it down on the name of the wine after I finish the session. But beautiful area, just labeled as Chinon over here. The alcohol level is 13%, quite surprisingly, because in a cold climate in the Loire Valley, the level of alcohol is not that high, but 13% is more at a medium level of alcohol. It shows that the grapes, when they were ripened, they were really ripened very well at 13%. That's very good. That's very, very good. Remember, sugar creates the alcohol, not the sweetness. Only 6 hectares of land, so very, very small area. The smaller the better, because like that, the grapes will extract more the soil characteristics. And the soil is based on argilo-calcaire. Argilo-calcaire, argilla in Italian, which means clay. So clay is going to give that minerality to the wine. And the calcareous soils, with those limestone soils, is going to give good porosity, good drainage for the roots to go down to the subsoil and collect the nutrients that it deserves. Fantastic quality terroir that you have over here. The climate, we've talked about, the soil, we've talked about viticulture. The vines are trained very low, but on wires, but also low yields. So the yields are kept low in order to give fantastic quality to Cabernet Franc. The vinification is done in stainless steel tanks to preserve the flavors of Cabernet Franc, but then there is going to be further maturation in oak, not small oak barrels, but large oak barrels. They call them foudre, and foudre is a large oak barrel so that the oak will be minimal affecting the wine. So you're not going to have that super aroma of oak, but that subtle oak that's going to help give the smokiness in the wine and the slight sweet spice character coming out. Fantastic style. There was a very good blend here of the oak, the Chinon, the Cabernet Franc, and then, combined with the soil. They really knew how to extract the terroir in the area. And this is all in the subregion of Touraine. The cellars are burrowed in the tufa soils. Remember tufa? Tufa in the Vouvray, when we tasted it, you smelled the Chenin Blanc coming out there. The tufa minerality is totally evident, that hits you in the face. This one as well, you get the soil part of argilo-calcaire coming in. So let us see it on appearance, nose and palate. Well, I'm amazed because Cabernet Franc doesn't have thick skins. Medium thick skins for Cabernet Franc, and normally you have a pale to medium intensity. And I am getting here a deep intensity. Not seeing my fingers at all. You put your finger on the bottom, look at the top, you don't see anything. That's deep and opaque. You don't see anything. That means fantastic extraction of color from the skins of the grape. And the winemaker managed to do that really, really well. It shows that the yields were very, very low, proven. Proven, and proof evidence is when you see it in the glass. And it's literally, it shows that it's a thick skin. It's very hard to say that this wine is a Cabernet Franc just by looking at it. Yeah, because normally it will be pale intensity. The legs are quite there. Medium legs, they still go down quite fast. So medium level of alcohol. It shows this is a cold climate, it's not a hot climate of the Loire Valley. And the color is still purple. Wow, vintage 2016. There's a word called vendange over here, and vendange means the vintage, the harvest year, when the grapes were picked. This was picked 4 years ago, so you normally will have a ruby color after 4 years. And ladies and gentlemen, this is still purple, still shows signs of youth, still shows that this wine can age much, much longer. Wow, not bad for a Cabernet Franc. Well, kudos to the winemaker, whose name again is Brocourt. Monsieur Brocourt, you have made a fantastic style of a color over here. On the nose. Wow, good extraction of color. You see it when you swirl the wine in the glass, and it's slightly tinted and highlighted tinted legs, and that shows fantastic extraction of color from the skins of the grape from a cool climate of the Loire Valley. Wow, this is very good quality winemaking. On the nose, wow, the pencil shavings comes out immediately. Pencil shavings, graffiti aroma, aromatic at its best, typical of the Cabernet Franc grape. Ah, fantastic aroma, so aromatic in style. I get both red fruit and black fruit coming in. Normally, Cabernet Franc is associated with red fruit character of strawberry, cherry, raspberry, red currants, but I get the blackberries and the black currants coming in so well. Not easy, blind tasting, to say this is a Cabernet Franc. Not easy at all. There is secondary fermentation, a bit of malolactic fermentation, just a hint of butter, but not full malolactic fermentation. It shows that the winemaker wants to preserve the acidity in the wine, but the buttery, the creamy aroma comes out really, really well. Oak, smoke, toast, a bit of subtle vanilla coming in, but it's not really overpowering, and you can smell that the fruit character comes out. But ultimately, that minerality of graffiti coming out, and that clayish mineral type of aroma, that stony character, a bit of mushroom and wet leaves, and there's some tertiary characteristics which are of leather. But that leather animal character still needs to open up. It's still very young, the wine, after 4 years, still young. Wow, for a Chinon. And this wine, the animal character will take over the fruit for another 10 years to go in the bottle. Wow, good stuff, huh? Very, very good stuff. Still very young and youthful. Wow, youthful, explosive, and pronounced intensity. On the palate, wow, Cabernet Franc. And I'm going to say that this one is high in tannin. Yes, they are pulling in. You have to wait for tannins. Always wait till they pull, and the more they pull, the longer that is the finish, and definitely the thicker the skins. But wow, mouth drying sensation, pulling at its best. I need bottle aging to soften those tannins on the wine. I need meat, beef, animal styles of food. Yeah, meaty food, red meat at its best, high levels of protein in order to soften those tannins on the palate. Even wild game, tartuffe, mushrooms inside. Fantastic. Totally dry. Acidity is extremely high. It's mouth-watering. It's preserving the wine. That levels of acidity will go down with age, but it will help the wine to bottle age and keep its freshness. Tannins are high but soft, very ripe, earthy, mineral in style, but it helps those flavors of pencil shavings to come out really, really well. The red fruit character, black fruit character is still present, pronounced in intensity, medium level of alcohol, 13% doesn't burn at all, totally concentrated. I'm quite amazed on its full-bodied style. So it can match easily heavy dishes like beef stew in slow hours of cooking, and even wild birds, game dishes. You need protein in order to soften those tannins, but beautifully aromatic style. As I think as a finish, it's quite long, still lingering on the pencil shavings, on the fruit character, still there. So this wine will age another minimum of 10 years very, very easily. I would say that this wine ages in all for 15 years since vintage 2016. So this would be up to vintage 2031. So another 11 years will go easily in the bottle. Always stored at the correct temperature. 15 degrees, remember, is storage temperature. January to December, otherwise you will ruin the style of wine. And when you come to serve it, you need to serve it, I think optimum is 16 degrees. It can go up to 18, but 16 degrees would be optimum because the level of acidity is so high that it needs that 16-degree temperature in order to keep its freshness when you come to serve it. So take it out to the cellar, leave it out a bit, not in so much heat, leave it on the table to rest, open it, let it aerate for an hour, and you will see that you will get its optimum out of it. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this Cabernet Franc Chinon. This is imported by René Muscat by Vintage & Co. of Centanni in Gargour, and again René showed that he loves French wines. He loves the wines of the Loire, and I think he really chose well this Chinon from Clos de la Hegronniere. By the way, Clos is a walled vineyard with walls. That is the word Clos, C-L-O-S, what it means. Hegronniere is the place within Chinon where the grapes are grown. And Brocourt, Monsieur Brocourt, is the winemaker for this wine, which deserves a very good applause for a fantastic Cabernet Franc. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed wine number 18. We will go next tomorrow for wine number 19. Thank you very much.